Sukhasana means, we call it easy pose. The word origin of the word sugar and sucrose from Sanskrit, sukha. So from the Yoga Sutras, sthira sukha asanam, seated pose should be steady and comfortable. So comfortable pose. And the idea of sweetness, just pausing from whatever else is happening in your life, come to your mat, take a moment to arrive here. Use the resources of touching the earth, touching your own body with your hands. So we ground ourselves with touch, noticing the sense of touch. Close your eyes and just feel your body. Feel it breathing. Notice where the energy is. There may be a lot of brain energy. So let's bring our hands together at our heart center and feel that centeredness of awareness of the center line of the body. Gently sit up tall so that that center line has a nice flow of energy. Tall but relaxed, keeping the idea of the sweetness and the easiness. That light engagement of the low belly towards the spine. Just take all your awareness there for a moment. Try to find that. Create that gentle uplift in the low belly. Just feeling a little activation there. A grounded and centeredness. And then letting some of the brain energy flow towards the heart by bowing your chin down, your forehead towards your fingers. And here the shoulders can relax down, the neck can lengthen and release tension. So we can attend to our physical tension in the practice and also our mental tension. Let your brain begin to rest upon the breath. Part of the brain will rest upon the breath throughout the practice. And dedicating this practice to Ruth Bader Ginsberg. Let's all walk forward, follow, take her footsteps and continue to move forward. Honoring her life and all that she has done. Her legacy continues in all of our hearts. And lifting up your head, just relax. The truth chant to help us move from darkness to light begins with the Om. So join me for that if you like. Inhale deeply. Om. Asatoma sakanaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritangamaya. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take us from darkness to light. Peace, peace, peace. And release your arms and your stillness, your eyes. And come around to the right side. Hold your hand with your heart with your left hand and reach back, twist. So our core is strong here. Work deeply but compassionately in each pose. And so we have the project of creating a nice energy in the pose, breathing into it, being present with it. impermanent forms. One more time, deep breath. Exhale, just turn your head the other way. Breathe in again. And release with your exhale. Learning to pause between. Right hand to your heart center. Really press into your chest and feel the breath and the heart. Reach back, twist, other way. Turn, look in your head, with your head to a comfortable degree. Keeping strength in your core. Grounded, connected to breath. Safe in this present moment. Look back with your head. Breathe again. And exhale, release, relax. Well, let's come to a forward fold carefully. Doesn't have to be much. Be careful with your knees. So from your hips, hinge forward and rest your hands and head downward. Come into this pose to any degree. So relax down, relax your head. Hands or arms resting on the floor. Just like calming, forward folding work. Perhaps awareness to that third eye center, that space where the breath flows up the nose and close to the brain. Breathe out again. Ease your way up. Heart lifting pose, hands back, fingers forward. Release your legs out to a boat pose. Lift them up. Rest them together. Use your arms for support. Activate your legs. There's a softness here too. And exhale, cross your legs the other way, so your other leg is in front if possible. Make sure it feels okay. And then from your hips, hinge forward again, and then relax downward. Hands or arms on the floor. 5 breaths. Okay to feel some releasing around the hip joints, but the knees should be folded and safe. 4, feel the exhale lengthen. And 1 more breath. And exhale, release. When inhale, energy, bring you up. And draw your knees together, lean back, and rest your feet together, knees bent. Let's do 1 more float pose here. So use your arms this time to support your spine, the lift of your heart. Let the support bring softness around your jaw and your heart. Perhaps take your hands away. Just float easy. And then with the last breath in, give it a little more energy. See if you can bloom your boat a little bit. And then release it. Knees wide, feet together. Malasana. So trying to ground the feet. It's okay if they don't all the way. Bring your arms through. Let the arms and legs work into each other a little bit here. And then take the backs of your hands to the floor if possible and slide them just beside your legs. Reach your head forward and down. This pose means garland pose. Excellent. Exhale 1 more time. Inhale, rise, and find your way to your feet, please. So going the opposite way that you usually go if you would like to join me in that practice. A moment in forward folding. Find that uplift in your belly. Let your head release tension. Active, touch your feet so they just feel that resting into the earth. Just accentuate that. Knees bend as needed in the practice. Then press the feet. Use your legs, lengthen your spine, and stand up. Release your arms into your body. Gently lengthen as you press into the earth. Take one hand to the low belly, just below your navel, and just find stillness there as you breathe in your rib cage. Notice how your brain can concentrate and create that action. One more time. Still low belly, deep breath. Rib cage, all directions. And exhale. Release your hand. Surya Namaskar, reaching for the sun. Grateful that its energy is still very strong right now. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly and mindfully go through these steps to fold in. A slow inhalation as if you are coming back up. Lean forward slightly here in anticipation of going back. Take your hands down and right leg back, then the left. Settle into Palakasana, plank pose. Press the earth. Broaden your chest and your upper back. And do take down your knees if you need to in this pose. But we don't stay forever. Just a cycle of breaths. So give it all the energy you have for the moment. One more breath. And then hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step one foot in and the other. Head down. So there's a flying upward feeling in the low belly. Head releases. And let's make nice by bending the knees one at a time, just to help release the backs of the legs. Just coming into the pose, slowly waking up to it, one knee at a time. Find your own little flow with that. Hands pressing. And the shoulders rolling outward so they are off the ears. And now both heels reach towards the earth. If your knees bend, it's fine. Work with yourself, compassion, contentment. Breathe out again. Shift back out to the plank and back to the downward dog a couple of times. This one, maybe feel that stretch across the back of the hips as you go back to the downward dog. One more time forward, and then step forward and halfway lift, breathing in slowly. Breathe out slowly, release forward fold. Inhale, draw the breath through the nose and stand up. I didn't talk about the Ujjayi pranayama, but practicing with breath through the nose, with sound. That sound can become just louder than your own thoughts as necessary. Notice the energy of the body as well from that one sun salutation variation. And again, open arms wide, really reach your heart, gather the sun into your hands, and then exhale, bring it to your heart center and forward fold, release. Lift up your head, gently lengthen forward, lean slightly forward. Spread hands, other leg back first, and then both legs back. Let's do Vasisthasana, side plank pose. Your own version. Have a moment to come in. So leading this friendly version where you take your knee down and then place your foot behind. And then maybe open up. Now let's start the 5 breaths. So work with yourself. Whether your core needs to be stronger over time or you just want to be gentle on your shoulder or whatever it is, work in a way that you can do the pose so that it serves your body. Can you bring a little sweetness? Trying to find sweetness and structure. And breathe out. Carefully come down to your table. Inhale, look at your nose, lengthen. Exhale, look at your navel and round. Second side, Vasisthasana, so set up that side plank pose, making sure your hand and your shoulder, they're supporting, so make sure they're happy and open. Reaching up when you're ready, starting the 5 breaths now. So we are toning the navel towards the spine. Lengthen through the head. And let yourself have a little feeling of empowerment. Let that be a positive feeling. You can feel grateful for what you're able to do. And then release carefully back to tabletop. Inhale, cow spine, nose gaze. Exhale, shift to navel gaze, cat spine. Really tuck deeply. Center, take your left hip and shoulder, so side flex your table. Take a few breaths there, lengthen out your side on the other side. Exhale again. Release mindfully, strong belly, and take the other side. So shorten the right shoulder and hip towards each other, then the left side will lengthen. Head is relaxed, just follows the spine. The eyes steady or possibly closing and resting, whatever is most meditative for you today. Breathe out again. Return to center. Lengthen in cow spine. Easy, not too much. Tuck toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Reset your hands. This is a nice little thing to do for yourself. Just make sure they're open. And then take your head down, hips high, heels reach for the earth. Waves of breath. Remembering that one way to help ourselves is to practice with gratitude. Just allow gratitude to be part of our experience on the yoga mat. Just being grateful to be in a pose that feels positive for your body. As simple as that. Breathe out long spine. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Inhale, step forward or hop, and straighten up into half lift pose. Fold forward to any degree, hands where they reach. Arms wide as you stand up. Use your legs first. Reach the idea of gathering in the sun energy, and then bring it on down to your heart center. Feet hip distance apart. Elephant pose, elbows together. Bring down your hips and rest your thumbs against your third eye center. The openness in the feet is important for openness in the legs and knees and hips. Feeling rooted. Breathe out one more time. Inhale, come up and reach out your arms, reach them up. Release, exhale. Interlace, leave your fingers pressed forward and up. Exhale, release them behind you. Inhale, reach your hands down, stretch your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, forward fold, knees bend as needed. Carefully bringing arms away towards your head as you like. Shoulders soft. Back body release. Balancing in all these different ways. Next time you breathe in, use that energy. Press the feet, legs work. Back up to that heart lift. And then relax and release your arms. Bend your knees and turn sideways on your mat. And let's find a little flowing side to side. So the feet turn out part way, not straight, not all the way up, but angled comfortably. both sides to flow from side to side in a lunge. Just come all the way into first side, press your foot, and then come to the other side. So listen to your knees, listen to your hips, everything. Do it just right for you. Hands can come down to the floor if you like. Establish each carefully before you leave. It's like crossing things off your to-do list. We get a lot of things complete in our practice. Complete one side. And let's come back to the first side for a hold. So right side, work somewhere where it's nice and positive for you right now. Lengthening the inseam of your left leg. Creating nice strength in the right leg. Breathe out again. And then press your foot, straighten your leg, and second side for the hold. Come over, find a positive place. Easy long spine. Ujjayi breathing. Creating peace in your breath. Peace in your body. And release your exhale one more time. Inhale, coming up and turning to wide parallel feet. Take a moment to work out your width, so your own proportions. You can turn your toes in slightly and ground the roots of your big toes. Take a moment for that awareness. Big toe roots press. Lengthen your spine. Breathe in. Take this position forward and down. So out we go. Knees bend as you need them. Coming down to the center with your hands and your head. Draw your shoulders up into your body. There's a nice flying upward in the low belly, and the pelvic floor follows that root. Bandha engages as well. Stay for 10 breaths, letting the brain be nourished with blood flow. Head lower than the heart, upside down. Calming forward fold. Gently hug your elbows towards each other. Samavriti, even waves of breath. And take one more breath here. Breathe out. Half lifting, inhale. Exhale. Take your right hand in front of your face and twist out. Open anywhere in that arc. If your knees need a little bending, you can give them a little bend. Open heart. Compassion. Breathe deeply in. Use your exhale to unwind. Perhaps knee bend again. Center your other hand. Open out. So when we work with compassion, there's a level of forgiveness there. A little forgiveness in our hearts. Just a general sense of that towards ourselves and others. Creating peace. One more breath, one breath at a time. Creating peace. Breathe out, unwind. Feet a little closer to come up if you need, or just come on up. Strong legs, straight spine. Relax. Turn your right leg out for triangle pose. So stay facing to the side. Reach your arms, breathe in. Breathe out, come over and down. Keeping your palm down today if you would like on your top hand to just activate the side body differently. Gently lengthen through the top of your head and engage your belly center. Big toe roots. Exhale again. Breathe in, coming up, change your feet to the other way. And so what I did, as I came over, I just kept the hand the same. So coming over, just leave your hands like they are. Rest your lower hand on your shin and take your upper hand with the top of the hand facing towards the floor. So we have a little different activation of the body. Try to relax. So structure and sweetness. Bring a little bit of softness. One more time, breathe deeply. Inhale up and out, and come back to the top of your mat. Resources, spread the feet, gather in the arms, standing mindfully. Gentle lengthen the neck. Deep breath along the chakras and the main energy line. Root to crown, and crown to root. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolving triangle. Take your right leg back, keep your hips forward, find your balance. Breathe in, reach your right arm vigorously. Breathe out, forward fold, first project. And then bringing that arm across, so we start a twist. And then open out to the side. So your lower hand can be wherever it works for you. Use block if you want to, but shin works, or foot. And open out. Open that heart. Trying to keep the sacrum level, the low back level. Can you bring a little bit of sweetness? Just soften it back a little bit. Still working deeply, but with a peacefulness, just the right amount. Exhale, release your pose, and then inhale, rise up. Take back your arms for Parsvottanasana, so knuckles or palms together. Forward fold, same legs. So we'll strengthen our revolved triangle with the practice of Parsvottanasana, same legs, finding that balance. Lengthen the sides of your torso. Breathe out once more. Inhale, rise. Gently bend back over your hands. And then release your arms and step out. Second side, keeping the pelvis forward with the hands, that squaring is helpful. Stepping back, find your foundation. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolving triangle. Inhale, a nice strong reach of your left arm. Exhale, forward fold, drawing the belly upward. Find your hand position. Inhale again, open out to the side. Lengthen through your neck. Try to release gripping in your feet. And then soften what you can. Let your face be peaceful. Breath is smooth and steady. Deeply breathe one more time. Let your exhale unwind. Inhale, come up. Take your arms back, Parsvottanasana. Elbow hold is fine here too. Give a moment to work your arms in. Inhale, little back bend over your hands. Just open up the heart and take that open heart forward and down. Lengthen through the head, spread the feet. Peaceful breathing. Accepting the present moment. Breathe out again. Coming up, gentle back bend. Hands down and away. Release back to the front. Natasharasana, the dancer pose. Have a moment to step to a wall if you would like some support for this balance, or off your mat, wherever you feel most steady. And I'm going to talk about it first, and then I'm going to do it because I don't do both at the same time very well. So we're going to bend the right knee, shift the weight into the left leg first. So standing tall, gazing point, bend your right knee and reach back for it with your right hand. So you can have a grip on the outside or the inside of the foot, whichever your shoulder would like today. Let's begin by drawing the heel towards the hip. I guess I can talk a little bit and do this one. Steady eyes. Remember, just to try again if you need to come out, and that's how we grow in this pose. So we can think about growth as we practice this pose. And exhale, be still. And with the idea of growing, slowly lean forward, take your foot and press it into your hand. Let your arm reach out so we counterbalance, gaze steadily, and try to open yourself up. Have some freedom to do this in your own way for the time you would like to practice it. When you have been here long enough, that is fine to honor that. Perhaps there is a golden glimpse of stillness in your concentration. And let's transition to the other side. Enjoying the pause between. Feel the energy. And then wanting to balance the energy, shifting the other way, finding that shift into the other leg. So we need to compensate. So we recenter our torso as we lift out of our hip. Find your gazing spot. Bend your knee, reach for it. So you can use one hand for support. Heel towards the hip to begin. The golden present. A very compassionate attitude with this side of your body as well. And transitioning to that forward hinge, the pressing of the foot, excuse me, into the hand, and that outward reaching. Structure and softness, Sthira Sukha Asana. Steady and comfortable. Trying again without judging that. Just do it again. We persist like RBG. Standing legs starting to get tired. Can you live with that a little bit longer? Maybe you can. That's okay. Tired is okay. Working hard is okay. Let's begin the idea of letting it go. So just notice your stillness, the quality of your brain, and release the pose, coming to both feet, standing tall and relaxed. allowing the body to receive the energy and the benefits of the pose. Let's dance through our warrior, stepping your right leg back, big step, pelvis forward and down, equal lift of the rib cage, arms up, head lifts. Gently, just lift your chin and take your eyes up. Breathe out, changing my mind to just taking this pose to the back of your mat instead of the dance. Just changing to the back. Give yourself a moment. Warrior A, back of the mat. Rib cage breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, open out to warrior B. Turn your back toes to the side. Give yourself a moment to land in that transition and then turn your head, float your arms. Shoulders down. Everything is this pose at the moment. Be absorbed by it. Breathe out again. And turn it to the front of your mat. Turn your feet, bend your knee, lower down. Gaze off the front fingertips very lightly. Shoulders rest. Gently reach the arms. Breathe deeply. Inhale. And a little windmill of the arms to frame your front foot and take your leg back. And let's come down to our bellies. So you can hug in your elbows, maybe bring your knees down. So you can transition carefully to your belly on the floor. Bring your feet and legs together. Arms overhead and lengthen yourself here. Getting ready for super people. So go ahead and feel super, this idea of just flying in your belly. Feel yourself grounded but activated. And inhale, lift your head and chest. And again, lift up your arms. So feel your back muscles work to hold everything up. Take your hands into fists gently and bring your hands to your shoulders. Gently squeezing the arms, lifting the chest. Keep breathing. Looks simple, but shouldn't be too easy. Work hard, dig deep. Breathe one more time. Strong and relax. Rest out your legs and feet. Turn your head to the right side. Draw down your shoulders off your ears. And ground into your belly. Cultivating Santosha in our practice today to the contentment with the way things are brings us into the moment, present and accepting. A quality of being inclusive and whole. The only change here is to turn your head the other way to relax it, just letting yourself rest on your belly, meditating gently upon contentment. And yoga is a way of bringing all parts of ourselves together and embracing ourselves as being whole and complete. The lightness, the darkness, everything. Just accepting this peaceful position of the body with a peaceful circle of breath. And then releasing your head back to center. And your forearm bones to the earth with your palms together or flat. If your shoulders are tight, I'll lead this today. Shoulders are tight, take your hands flat for dolphin pose. So we're gonna come up to knees first. Walk your knees in a bit and then tuck under your toes and lift your hips up. Head down. Find that uplift in the belly again. Just having a curious attitude towards your poses helps keep it positive even when it's challenging. One more time, deep breath through. And then bring down your knees carefully. Untuck your toes, come back to Balasana, child's pose. Your feet together, your knees together or apart. So you can take a moment to refine your foundation and relax forward, draping the arms back. Look like that garland pose, the tops of the hands on the ground, the head reaching for the floor. Exhales deeply in the back of the ribs. One more time, bowing forward, exhaling. Inhale, just one little step at a time, rise up to the little thunderbolt pose, the folded knees sitting on your heels. Switch to easy pose if this is not okay for your legs. And we're going to add in the eagle pose arms here, scooping the right elbow under the left. Big hug first. This is another one of those nervous system hacks where you are hugging your own body and just allow that calmness. Just notice what happens. You can stay or bring the hands together, fingers towards the sky, lifting the elbows. The hands can rest at the third eye center, another calming point. Or just breathe and meditate upon that third eye. Try to soften and release the fronts of the legs as they stretch here. And then release and rise up. Take your, try for a moment to bring your shoulder blades together behind you and then spread them wide. Kind of like the cat and the cow, but try to focus it on your scapula, shoulder blades. So squeeze together, chest gets broad, broaden, back gets broad. Try that again, just try to strengthen and move them to help reduce our suffering. Shoulder blade push-ups, one more time. Squeeze together, spread apart, and then relax and feel neutral for a moment. Just have them relax into the body. And then sink back down and take that shoulder hug second side. Relax your eyes. Just give yourself a gentle squeeze, compassion, loving kindness. And then elbows and hands wrapping, equal. Each pose a meditative form. And breathe out again. And release. Hands forward. Come out and extend your spine. Tuck your toes under. Straighten out your legs to release that folded pose. Notice the uplift in the belly and transition to seated. So we want to try to keep that lift up, keep the arms straight, work the feet to cross and come through. Be careful. Do it in your own way. Stretch it out in front. And let's take Ardha Matsyendrasana. Centering your right knee in front of you on the floor. Take your left foot on the floor and bring it around. Sit tall, breathe in. Breathe out. Take your tall spine round to a twist. Just releasing across the hip. So taking care of how you hold your hip and your leg with your arm. Supportive. Good sensations. Look back. Breathe steadily. Returning to the idea of the practice, helping reduce physical tension. Release the stress from the body, any gripping. So soft, so sweet. Perhaps several more rounds of breath just to completely settle into the shape, softening into it, receiving its benefits. Notice the next time that breath goes out and release to the other side. Maybe a little sacrum balance in between. Taking time to set up. Making sure that your spine is tall. And that gives the bones of the spine space to come around into the twist. Compassionately holding your hip with your hand, holding your leg, and working with your hip. Looking back carefully. Find a nice look back. Nice amount of releasing energy along the spine. We'll use your back hand on the floor to help create that twist. Give it back. Give it back. A few more rounds of breath to feel complete. One more time, exhaling. Minus 2 here. And release back to center. Drawing in your legs with your hands. Taking your legs back. And moving through an upward facing dog. Take your time, take 3 breaths. Stretch out the whole front body. And flip over your feet. And stretch the back body for 3 breaths. Exhale. Press your feet back to your hands. Sorry, your hands back to your feet. Fold forward, release your spine. And rising up to standing, gather your hands to your heart center. So from the back of your mat, practice stepping forward. So notice the present moment. And then let us take some very slow and mindful steps forward on our mats, just moving into the next moment, physically meeting it with kindness and forgiveness and peace. Peace in every step. When we're set to reach the top of your mat, and enjoying moving through these movements one more time, reaching up, lengthen your body into a forward fold. And just take a notice of beginning of practice versus end as far as more releasing and openness. You can have gratitude for that, halfway lifting. Take your legs back, bring your knees down, and come to the back of your body. So however you'd like to come through and lie down. Bring your knees in. Take a moment to make sure your neck is long and off the floor. So even just checking in from time to time with that space that the neck has its natural curve. So the back of the skull on the floor, the back of the shoulders on the floor, neck lifted. Gently rock, drawing your knees in and away a few times, massaging the low back. And then taking the knees wide and just having a little weight through the hands, and opening your hips to your own happy degree. Lots of standing poses today, just stretch it out. Breathe out again. Bring your knees in and your legs up. So lots of choices. I'm thinking plow pose. So come on into plow if you have that in your practice. And I'll first show the preparation for plow pose, which is legs up in the air, head centered, flat on the floor. And you use your hands for a little bit of a lift. So draw your feet towards you, let the hips lift. And the old school book that I have shows fists underneath, or you can just have flat hands. Fists underneath to prop up your pelvis a little bit. So we get a little bit more of an inversion and the legs coming overhead. So that's very safe. If your knees are bending, that's okay. Let the back body release. So if you are comfortable lifting the hips higher, make sure you keep the head centered. Bring the legs overhead, feet to the floor. Stretch the tops of your feet. You don't have to bring them all the way to the floor. And then there's an interlacing of the hands option. So the shape of the plow, your feet are pulling through that dirt, overturning the earth. Your new beginnings. In our yoga practice, releasing on what am I trying to say? The patterns of conditioned existence. Hala, hala. See what you can soften where you're working here. And let's begin the process of releasing down. Use your hands down. Carefully release down your spine and your pelvis. Bring your knees in again. Take them wide and stretch them long. Optional, take your hands under your seat, lift up onto your elbows and give a heart lift. Not if it gives you a headache or makes you feel bad, just a little light fish pose. And then settle yourself back down. Release your limbs away. Support under your head if you like, and rest. We started about a few minutes late, so I'm just gonna go for an hour. So just a few more minutes. Relax and enjoy. Let your own body come to a peaceful place first. Notice your gentle breathing. Notice the energy of the body settling. A nice blend of energy, calmness. And let's just offer forgiveness for forgiving all living beings. May all beings forgive me. Sarvesham svasti bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarve bhavatu sukhinah. Sarve shantu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhavet. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all experience that which is good. And let no one suffer. Release to your seat. Slowly take your time. Bringing the benefits of your practice, all the benefits, the layers of benefits. Creating peace in your heart so that it may be shared. Grateful for what we were able to practice, these beautiful traditions, the present moment together. And let us light tomorrow with today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you all.